Hello everyone, welcome to the newest video. This time we're about to hop into Raceroom. The new update kind of brought some hype all around the game. It updated mostly graphics, so it made a lot of people try again this game. I gotta confess, I was one of them. Previously I installed this game, but I didn't really play. I think I jumped into a practice session, and I was kind of disappointed how it felt, looked, and I had no intention spending time fixing stuff because I didn't like the looks first off, and I didn't like the feel, and there were so many settings to tweak. By the way, I'm gonna leave this beautiful Aragon GP view, let's say, and you can see how beautiful it looks already. Hopefully you can see something in the video. Let me just double check. Yeah, it should look clean enough for you. Okay, so first things first, the first disclaimer I want to make is simple. These settings that we're about to discuss will touch mostly the steering and the force feedback, as I did for Forza Motorsport. The reason I'm doing this is because, again, I had to spend so much time on figuring out what was wrong, what were the settings that I really have to nail and make sure are proper, and then see what I can customize for my own taste. But I faced, I'm sure many of us, because I've been searching on Reddit, I searched on more forums, even there one official, and over the years, throughout the years, I could see even 9 years old posts talking about understeering. This is a major issue in this game, and trust me, with these settings, I finally can tell you that I found a fix. I found a fix, and why am I calling this a fix? A lot of people will jump on your throat if you open one of those posts on Reddit and say, hey, my setup feels understeering, and they will start throwing at you all sort of sarcastic responses, like you don't know what you're doing, or the car in real life does that, even though you played 6 other simulators and your game is just acting weird, and you instantly feel it with your own hands, and everything feels unnatural, and you know there's something wrong, but you don't know what. And instead of trying to tell you some solution, they jump on your throat like fanboys and don't help you with the actual issue, right? It's pretty sad to see, but yeah, I don't know why this defensive attitude around when people look for help. But that's a different story. I promise you, if you hopped on right now and you copy the settings that you will see, you will have an okay time driving. Obviously then it will depend by your setup, small tweaks you can do and you can make, but I assure you that the main issue, which is understeering and force feedback behavior, will be fine. So this is a disclaimer. Please don't take these settings as the Bible. This is not the only way to do these things. I just hope I will help you fix some issues that you probably felt, or some settings will instantly be nice for you, who knows, right? So it's just to help you out, and please just don't take it personal if I say some wrong stuff, okay? You can correct me and so on, because I'm still learning. I just want to help whoever is facing major problems and get frustration, as I did, because I stayed there for a few hours to fix. So let's jump into it. I'll drive around and show you a bit that everything is fine, that I can just chill driving, and please take a look. Please take a look at the steering. The angle, I put the angle here so you guys can see that there's like nothing wrong and it behaves properly. Meanwhile, we can also talk a bit about the new way the game looks. It's not really a super big graphics rework. It's basically we're using the same DirectX apparently and same engine, but overall lighting, shadows, and the new weather overcast and whatnot they added really makes the game look pretty clean. On the line of iRacing, sort of, you know. iRacing is like, you can notice it's old and brings nothing special, right? But graphically, but it's pretty clear, yeah. It's like super clear, high frame rate as well on triple screen. Sadly, on this game, you have to run the surround, which I honestly don't like, and yeah, so on. There's like a lot of similarities between how this game looks and iRacing. I just think Raceroom right now looks a bit better, to be fair with you, but these dashes throw me off, man, gotta tell you. Like, look how beautiful this part of Aragon GP is, guys. But yeah, just the dash, the fake dash, just kills my immersion. Kinda picky with this stuff, you know, and this is important to me. I wonder if it's really that expensive for them. Right? I think it's an effort they should make, but who am I to say? The sounds though, holy milk, the most incredible shifting sounds, downshifting especially, bring some explosions in the into the exhaust. It's sick. You can see right now I chose scattered clouds as weather. This game needs rain, and honestly I enjoyed this game, even though again throws me off with a lot of things. Graphically it still needs a lot of work, pretty outdated UI. I mean, my grandma probably was in the discotheque when this UI and UX design was made. And yeah, but there are many things really positive about this game. The feedback really feels good. I mean, it's close, really close to R Factor, but R Factor still is better. However, if I compared it to my personal taste with iRacing, I prefer this. It does feel more different between jumping between each car. Like, if I change each car in iRacing car types, I mean, different classes. I cannot really tell from the force feedback what car I'm in. I like in this game, in R Factor and Le Mans Ultimate, for example, you can close your eyes, you know what game you're in, what car you're in, based on the feedback you got, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do this lap. And Sounds, dude. Oh man, the sounds. I'm gonna make this lap. When I finish, I'll show you the settings and what changed. I'll show you the there's like 2 settings that are like life-saving, guys. But if you're like more experienced with the settings itself and you're old into a Raceroom, you probably don't have these issues. That's why I wanted to make this disclaimer before I go into the setting. I really don't want to come in and act like a smartass. Intentions are just to help whoever needs help. Plus, not everybody has so much time like to tweak this, and many will quit, so I really think this game deserves a chance. And this could help, you know, some of you stick to the game a bit. I purchased the European track car pack and the Porsche because this sound just the sound. You can just stay outside with the sound and you don't need the car. So good. By the way, my previous lap was cancelled, right? And now, when I finish this lap, I'll show you why I did this lap. So I did what? Where's my lap? It didn't register, it didn't take it, right? But you saw that my best time was 2:02, 2.0.2, and you saw that I gave myself 0.4, right? 0.4. I probably stepped out a bit somewhere and it didn't count or something. I don't know what's wrong. That lap should have counted, I think, but that's not important. The main thing I want to tell you is that you saw how fast I gave myself 0.4. I ran about 10 laps trying when I was tweaking my settings. I ran about 10 laps here and I did a 2.0.2, but I was doing that while tweaking settings. I was so frustrated until I fixed my settings. And now I'm gonna go back in the menu and start showing you the settings. I'm not gonna go again. The settings we're focusing are steering and feedback. So for each car, let's start with this because we're already in the session. You don't need to do this immediately. But for each car, if you go to car setup, on top right here, you can see, let me reset default here. You can see 486 angle, and you can see steering lock 16 degree and force feedback multiplier, yes? Let me check on OBS if you can see well. Okay, you can see it all right. It's not important, the numbers are not important. I'm sorry it looks a bit weird. It's because of my cam angle and the Zeus thing, the triple screen separator, the lenses, but this is not important. I'm just gonna talk. 486 degree, this is default. I just press the thing on top and you see reset settings. The main thing I do for most cars is immediately go here to 18 degrees. If you go to 20 degrees, you might find this too much. What this does is it says, you can see it matches, this is set to match the real car range by default. Yes, decreasing this value means the front wheels will steer more slowly for a given steering input, where increasing wheel speed on how fast the front will steer. So it does what it says. So if I make this movement at 50 degrees, the game speeds it up a bit and it gets there faster if you go higher. And I found this helping me. For some reason it feels weird to leave at 16, specifically with this car, but I tested with other cars and always the sweet spot is not the default. I always go 1 or 2 extra, but I don't touch the steering angle unless exceptions. The steering angle here is what it says. It matches it by default. Again, increasing this value means from Faster steering will allow you to negotiate tight turns more easily. So if I were to go, look, I'm going to show you. Let's go 90 degrees. You can see now at 90 degrees. Just check this, because this will help us make you understand. See, you are here with the wheel, but the game actually thinks you barely moved. See? And this is not wanted. And also, this changes your feedback. Right now, it's so tough, the feedback. Like, it's so tough. It's like my multiplier is default, 1.5x. Right now, it's so hard. It's like, it's like the toughest I've ever had. That's not right, yes? So keep that in mind. Now let's go back to the garage and put it on 1080 on max. And obviously this will do the opposite. Look. Now I'm halfway through, but this is already like this, right? So it's way ahead. And you don't want this. You want it to match your car. And yeah, I usually don't touch that, but again, this can help you with situations. For example, prototypes, LMH, like prototype cars, P1, you know what I mean. Those cars understeer a lot, so I found that from default I would go a bit lower to like 360 here. But again, most important part is this will help you, and I'll show you what else. For now, just go with it like this to test what I'm showing you, because this part is shorter to discuss. But do not waste too much time here, because what's gonna fix your understeering is the next settings I'm gonna show you. But I had to be in a session for showing you this. So now we're gonna go to menu, and I'll show you. I'll go through the settings of the steering and the feedback that are very important to. Okay, so we are here, guys. We will start with gameplay and assist. I will show you the settings. I mean, actually, you can see them here. That's nice. They're contained all here, so you can take them and copy them if you want. These do what you can already see. It's nothing complicated. Manual auto clutch, obviously, if you use pedals. Manual, if you have a shifter. And braking assist is basically the ABS that you can have off. You can have ABS always, even if the car doesn't have ABS. So you use a car outdated and old that wouldn't have ABS, this would simulate it for you. Factory ABS means if the car had it by factory when it was in real life, when it was designed IRL, it means it will have it. And I keep this on. And assisted, I'm not sure what's the difference between ABS and assisted, to be fair, but those can be found online. I don't know if there's a difference. However, I recommend you factory ABS. You don't want fake ABS, because then there's no purpose of playing different type of class cars. It's the beauty of it, right? If it had ABS, okay. If not, no. You're trying to play a simulator, and I feel like this would ruin it a bit. Preferred ABS level. This is the default for each car. Keep in mind that this is the opposite from iRacing. In iRacing, if you go TC1 here, it means it's the least correcting. So it allows full throttle, right, to be aggressive. Instead, if you go in iRacing 4, it means it will start helping you more, right? Instead, here is the opposite. This on 6 is disabled, so it means you can go aggressive and play without TC. While if you go to 1, is the opposite, yeah, if it makes sense. It's the opposite from the other simulators. Not sure why they did this. Same goes for ABS. I go for, basically, right now, I would be on 2 ABS and 2 TC for other games, iRacing and so on, Le Mans, all the other games would be on 2 and 2. But for being on 2 here, you would need to be on 4, 6 minus 4. Hope that makes sense. Traction control, again, same story as here. If you had TC assistance IRL, the feature, I would have it. If not, I won't have it. I don't want it on cars that never had TC, right? So I use factory TC. Stability control off. This helps you basically cheat. It's like a cheat. Not sure if it works multiplayer like in Le Mans. Sadly, in Le Mans, they think it's a good idea to leave. In this game, I don't know if it's. I didn't play multiplayer. I didn't check. You can check yourselves. Shouldn't be hard to find, but I keep it off. I don't want any assistance. I want to learn and have fun. Counter steering assist obviously does the same as here. It's basically a cheat for you to. I don't know. I would see this helpful with controller or like super basic wheel that you just bought $5 Chinatown and you don't have force feedback or something. That's the only way I would use it. AI control in pit lane. I think this takes over your control and automatically drives for you in pit lane. I don't want it on, but you can have it on. Many use this on. AI control in cooldown lap. That's what it says. If there's a cooldown lap, warm up basically. It would drive for you instead. Race line, this is nice. It helps you learn the tracks and so on. Usually I have it off, but it helps learning. Show ghost cars, it really annoys me. But again, don't want to go too much in off topic. Graphics, I'll show you my graphics and so on. I have most maxed. These are really well optimized settings. If there's a thing about all this new stuff they've done, especially mirror, like mirror in iRacing kills my game. I lose like 60 frames if I go high. This game is super well optimized for some reason, but I'll just briefly go through this. You can copy them if you want. So let's go on display. FXAA, by the way, I don't like this. I used to like this. I thought it's good, but it pixelates the edges a lot and I hate it. Also, MSAA is better than SSAA for me, how it looks, but you can test those. Menu HUD, this helps with the HUD in game, but HUD in game is kind of basic. I'll show you a tool that you can use for HUD, third party free. Okay, high impact, you can see it. I went for 20, but I don't know how this behaves. Multiplayer, test that. Motion blur, I went low because it's not really aggressive as in other games, but really it can be off. Low is like off almost. It doesn't bother me for the amount. Particles, boom, so on. Sharpening, auto exposure. This is something that said it's on 0 by default, and it helps with the quality of stuff, right? And the colors and the exposure and so on. I kept this on 100. I didn't really check between all of them, but you can see yourself. I left on 100. It says it has some impact on performance, but I didn't notice much. Shadows, I went high because there's no difference between high and ultra almost. Black level, high, track texture, quality, visible cars, you saw that already. These are my settings for driving. For graphics. Now this is also important. Graphics here will affect your steering and your your steering overall and how your wheel reflects into the car graphically. So it's important to have here this basically just shows you the wheel with hands or only wheel or off. I have it on off, but this is very important. You have to match car setup. If you do fixed, the animation would always be fixed and for all cars, and you don't want that. Match car setup. I actually fixed would be, I think it would be like just be still all the time, fixed, and I don't know, maybe you want that, but it could be good actually for Formula or prototype, but again, you can check that yourself with each car. Match car setup, this is important. So if you go custom here, you would have to be sure that the cars you play with, you would have to edit this, because if your car has 350 and your custom will be 180, it will always not match. So in game you will have like this, and the wheel instead is, it would be like this, right? So you should be at this angle with the wheel, but in the game it will stop at 180. It'll be like this or something. Yeah. So I don't know, whatever degree. So this is important. Put it on match car setup and you will be fine. Now we'll hop into the most important part. So let's go first with force feedback. I'll leave at the end the steering part. So for force feedback, I use C-Magic, and let me check if we have it reverted. No. So you do not need inverted force feedback. These are my settings if you want. Also for Raceroom, I basically just went with what they recommend, and I went 90% here. I didn't change anything. I don't remember, but you can copy mine if you want, or keep yours, your choice. This is, again, it's always personal. These settings seem to do great for me. However, the most important thing was just the reverse FFB or not. Here, don't check it, and don't check it in your software either. FFB meter, this is a control setting you can set for showing your FFB, which would be this thing. FFB multiplier, you raise it or lower it for each car, and it stays safe, by the way, when you do it in game. Pretty cool. Physics, I went on 50%, but because I'm on 90% here, that's again some choice, your personal choice. Some people here go like 5%. I saw even 10%. I don't see the need for this. I do like how the feedback starts. Maybe if I was to do something, I put 1%, but this, again, don't want to go too much into it. If you want lower stuff to be felt faster and higher and more aggressive, just go on. This is important, however, FFB maximum force. So in other games, I never had this issue where by default the amount of feedback I get from crashing could be dangerous. So let me explain. Basically, this is on 100, I think, by default, if I'm not wrong. And what happened, my first crash, I was super fast and I went into a wall, I hit the wall, and I legit almost hurt myself for the first time. I underestimated, I didn't know, right? So it was the first time I launched it, and it moved so aggressively that I almost hurt myself. It was a first for me, and it was not a good feeling. And I instantly thought about, maybe there's you make your kid play and you do this and you didn't know, and it's not to be joking around. So keep an eye on this. I went on 80%, which means everything that goes, look at that red bar, see? If I was to have, look, see, once the FFB gets to this percentile, so like 30%, 31%, it never grows anymore. It remains at that intensity, everything that goes over. So I went 80%. I found a sweet spot for my settings. Just play with this. Obviously, you don't want to reduce it too much, otherwise you will not feel the more aggressive stuff, and you don't want that either. But on 100%, I really didn't like it. I was not a fan of this, and I went lower. So, and you will not need more than that for sure. It's just crashes that would kill your wrist, and it's not. Stationary friction 50%. Don't remember default, just when you stand on the spot, if you want to like warm up your wrist, how much it opposes. Engine vibration, this is cool because you don't have this in immersion. This is really cool, really fun what they thought. I really like they have this option. Engine vibration, if you have an engine that is high revving and whatever, you feel a bit the vibration in your wheel, which is just like in real life. In real life, you have a sports car or even a bike. When you drive a bike, obviously the engine, boom, boom, you go high revving, obviously you're gonna feel that in your hand. So this is really cool. I went 3%. See based on your settings what's best. Pump amplification, this does road surface like curves and so on, and it just increases a bit by 10%. It felt okay. It's just, it's preference again. Gear shift, this is the coolest thing that every game should have. When you shift your gears up and down, you feel a vibration on FFB. This is the coolest thing. It's so good, actually works. I really like this. Again, plus and props for doing this. I'm a fan of this. Okay, so this is the FFB. Now we're gonna go into the controls that will affect the steering. So obviously this goes without saying that key bindings are the first thing that you will want to do. Control sets. Here I didn't have to do anything. It instantly detected my C magic. I only click select, and I have two of them because I think it's from when they updated, my settings got forgotten and somehow it got duplicated. I could delete one of them, however I don't want to mess it and I'll leave it like this. But just make sure you click select on the one you have. It will get instantly recognized. I didn't do anything for this. Then after you are sure here at control sets you have one selected, you go at key binding and do steering left. You go steering left, it doesn't work. Oh, actually look, oh, that's good, that's good. See, if I didn't try, so you have to go all the way, right? I did this in other games and you would recognize it immediately. In Automobilista 2 I had to do this and then this a bit behind and it would get recognized. Here you have to touch the end. That's good. Accelerate, obviously, pedal, brake, and once you do it you have it all. All these settings are up to you. Let me see if there's anything very important here. Yeah, nothing that is gonna change too much. Let me just go fast through it. This shouldn't, yeah, we should be fine on the other settings. You just set your controls how you like. Also control the button box, I had no issues. It was detected by itself. Now here comes the important, very important part. This is game changing, guys. So most of the settings are default. Don't worry about copying each. Only copy if you want. But the main thing, guys, this is the secret. This is the secret, guys. Look, this is by default somewhere here. I think it's definitely not 100%, and it's incredible to me that this setting is on 50% or lower than 100%. I don't remember the default. If it's on 100%, something screwed this up because I never changed this here, never touched this, and I was struggling so much with understeering and everything, guys. So this saved my life. I went on 100% and understeering was gone. This was such a simple thing that if anyone on those forums that flamed the boys that seeked help, this would have saved lives and would have kept players in Raceroom. The other things don't really affect much. I mean, they affect much, but default settings were fine. I did not change. I'm sure I changed this. So this is, for example, look up top. Now I'm full, yes? 90, this was 90. Now look, I went from 88 to 0. I'm barely touching the throttle and it goes all the way up, see? Here I have to travel all the way to the back. So 100% means you have to go all the way to back. I wanted my throttle to be, see, now I'm not at full. I'm not at full yet, the green is full. See, so it reaches faster the full. Here the same, it reaches faster the brake. See, right now I'm not full braking, but I'm at 92% and it's already 100%. So these two I changed. The other, I'm pretty sure I left default. But again, this was definitely, I kind of am tempted to reset the setting just to see, but this sensitivity steering here is not on 100%. This also can help you affect the linearity and sensitivity of the steering input. I never changed this, but I left it on 1, so this could also, I'm not sure, but default I don't think I touched it. Let's go to 50%, yeah, just to test. I'm pretty sure this was not 100%, unless I mistakenly, while I scroll down, changed it again. So I apologize if I changed it by mistake, but that was not on 100% by default. So let's jump into a practice, into a challenge again. And just to be fair, I go back to 18 because I said it was like this. So I'm doing the same setting, so you'll notice me, trust me. Look here, look, like, do I need to say more? Let's restart. Alright, so I had to go 2 rotations to start steering, guys. To start taking this turn. I swear to you, half of the streamers, half of the YouTubers you see on Raceroom do this on turns like this. Do this. And I like have to brake 3-4 times. They have to throttle a lot of times to turn because the understeering happens since the sensitivity is lower. So it's not listening to your degrees that you set, to your angles that you set. Even if you set it in your Simagic, in your software, you still have to do this because it's taking 50% of what you have, guys. It changed my experience. Again, I am kind of tempted to reset all my settings just to see if that was on 50 or not, but I'm pretty sure this was not on 100%. I'm 99% sure, let's say. So I went on 100% and let's retake the turn, guys. Alright, how about that, guys? And this is what is supposed to happen because my wheel has 476 degrees or whatever is the number for port, 486. And that's how it's supposed to be. But what this 50% does, it doubles that travel for the 486 or whatever number it is, yeah? So you can see now I'm driving like I'm in AC. It's like matching my wheel. Sensitivity is fine. You can see it from the indicator, plus you can see it in the game. This should be enough. With this setting, I hope actually the settings I've showed you guys, I really hope helped you get a better experience in the game, get a better Raceroom experience. Yeah, that's funny. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share the video, because I am pretty sure I was not the only one in this situation. Again, it all changes based on your software as well, so keep an eye on that. But I did not touch it. I left 900 degrees. You could also set here different angle presets because you can change this. Yeah, you can go manage and change them, but you don't really like that. Yeah, I usually never touch this in any game. So I want the game to just give me the opportunity to play with any car and have a constant, which is my software. Yes, it could be also another chance. But that 50% to 100% or even less or more than 50 will change everything for you. So Yes, also, just to not forget, I mentioned that I use a tool for a third party for HUD. So the in-game HUD is kind of outdated and doesn't really help a lot. I'll put this link in the description. I use ReHUD. It's a tool made by someone and it's really good. You have to press here on to get started, download and run the installer from here, and then you download this ReHUD installer, and you will get this tool that basically gives you all these cool looking HUD things, and it has many features. You can edit a lot of it, edit, reset, save, and so on. The only thing, keep in mind, you have to have borderless windowed or windowed, but don't have full screen, because I don't think it works. And also keep in mind that if you launch this before the game, it will not work. You have to go in a game and be in a session, anything, practice, race, or anything. And once you're there, start it for the first time, and then you will stay working always. You don't have to redo it. But yeah, you have to do it once when you're already in. Just restart it or close it and open it then. Yeah, this will be good. You can try it yourselves. It's the one I was using on the video. Thank you guys for showing up to the video. I hope it helped, and yeah, let's enjoy some more Raceroom. Let me know what you think about the video, guys. Peace out.